Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. Now, this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
Learn how to do this.
Be clear about what? Why are you teaching me this?
So that when I'm an old lady, you can make it for me.
Okay, you just did the bacon.
Now I'm putting in some pepper flakes. So the pieces you rip off, I want you to put in here, in that bowl. Because we're going to do ripped and we're going to do cut.
Wow, good job. Compare. They're called greens. Greens. Good job.
That's good. This is Look at Auntie's helper. Look at Auntie's helper. Such a good helper. You were such a good helper. Hit it, Silk. You gonna build that wall. You gonna build it tall. You gonna find it all to protect us all.
My name is Peaches, and I'm the best. All the DJs want to feel my breath.
Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians, nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
Tired of being censored on social media? Join 60s.net. It's black owned, black operated, and black moderated, and we make sure it stays a safe space for us to talk about all things black culture. We also got some cool gear like the FDM cotton crew neck, the Fearless Ancestors tee, hat, and more. Check us out at 60s.net. Hey girl, why are you so sad?
I just got banned from Twitter again.
Should have been on 60s.net. Ah.
All right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially. In fact, I can take this as well. So hopefully everybody is doing well this evening. This is the midweek report right here on the beatzillapdx official show. So, with that being said, shout out to all of y'all. Please like and share as you are coming in. And if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so now. Hit the notification bell. Hit the word all. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, then if you do it now, then within 5 minutes you will be able to participate in the chat with everybody else. If you're feeling left out already, don't hesitate. Go ahead and celebrate with the rest of us and join the chat. And by subscribing. No thing to it. So with that being said, before we get too far into what we're talking about tonight, let's see what we got in the chat. AT Alien, early in the chat too. How can someone appropriate something while canceling it all at the same time? That's like stealing something just to throw it away. Great point. Lady F in the house. Coco Hargrave. Welcome. Reginald Jeter. Welcome. Sony 81. Judah Queen in the house. Hey, Tasha Peters. Lois Hub in the house. Oh yeah, La Cat. Hey, good evening. We are now international. Kid Gravity Beyond. What is going on, my brother? Torian Rain Reloaded. Black First, my brother. What is going on? One Who Cares. Welcome. Deneen Soul in the house. Hey. Still Kevin Trees. Blueberry Muffin. Black First. Mahami Bay. Welcome. Dark Skin Brother in the house. He said, Mike, hopefully you can hear me. Okay. Phantom Beat in the house. All right. All right. So let's get rolling. All right. So, excuse me. Turn myself down. I'm blazing in my ear. All right. So, y'all know, there was a situation, a shooting at a school out there in Virginia with a 6-year-old. As the 6-year-old was the alleged. Where's the story at? And so, when we first heard this story, usually when we have these school incidents with guns, everybody starts talking about guns and what we need to do about guns. And there was a woman who was there on the scene right when things had taken place, and she was actually from the UK, also complaining about guns. And so it's pretty interesting that was what she was talking about. And again, like I said, that is usually what takes place. Ron Smith, good evening, welcome, welcome. So when like I said, anytime you see these type of incidences, it's always talk like Uvalde, even with the Buffalo shooting, which was absolutely racial. The first thing they did was what? Talk about guns. And Uvalde happened, and you were able to shift the whole conversation towards guns to now we're focused on these gun laws that pretty much appear to be illegal. I know in this state it looks like it. What's going on here? Okay. Cancel that. And so very quickly I noticed in a few days they showed that the woman who was the teacher who was shot, they showed what she looked like. So they showed that she was a Caucasian, blonde, blue-eyed woman. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, that's pretty interesting that they went out of their way to show that. So I was just wondering, like, something tells me that there's more to this story. And so certain news outlets were starting to to print or show certain pictures of other parents of the other kids that were in this particular kid's class. We were wondering, why are you putting these people's picture up along with this particular shooting, considering how they're not the parents of the kid who did this? Well, it has came out that obviously this child will not face real charges, and the lady, she did not succumb to her injuries. She's supposed to recover, and now she will have to go through a lot of extensive rehab, but she is alive. Why does it sound like my mic just died? My mic just died? What the hell? All right. What happened here? All right. Can y'all hear me? Hopefully y'all can. Hopefully I'm back. Sounds like I am. I don't know why they do that. All right. Yep, we're back. So anyway, I found it quite interesting the way that they are now starting to frame this story. And you always got to wonder, like, what's going on? What is happening here? Okay. Is my internet freezing or something? Hopefully not. This is weird. Oh, no, I guess that's YouTube mess with me right now. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Interesting. We're gonna continue. Good grief. All right. Well, we obviously have come now with this mic. Can you hear the static impact? Let me fix this real quick. Let me see if I can well, they're gonna fix it for me anyway. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I'm not sure what's happening. Let me now you can hear my voice is really janky. Let me do something here and I'll be right back. Let me do this. Man, y'all messing with me tough tonight. All right. We're gonna be right back. Hey, lady. You know you see me looking. I gotta get close to you. Yeah. Trying to check you out, baby. So just let me tell you a few things that brought me to you. I can see by the way the sexy look in your eye that you got something on your mind. Well, let me ease your pain and put your mind at ease. For the frustration in your eye, I know I'm aiming to please. So what I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. Trying to get close. What do I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. I know you see me trying. What do I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. Tell me why. What do I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, baby. I can see the hurt in the way he left your heart. The look in your eye, you're very, very scarred. So let me take away your rainy day and put all your pain on my shoulders, baby. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you. I'm trying to get close to you. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you. What do I gotta do? What do I gotta do, baby? Trying to get close to you, babe. Tell me what I gotta do. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you, babe. Make you stay. Baby. I know I make you stay. Girl, trying to get close to you, babe. What do I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe. Trying to get close. What do I gotta do, girl? Trying to get close to you, babe.
Okay. I might have to come back to that. I'll bring that back. Right now I actually had to go on my phone. So we're going to try to figure it out. While I'm working on this, though, I'm going to still be reading you this. So please forgive me. I'll be off camera for a minute. But we're here. So hopefully y'all can hear me. And we're just going to rock like this for a minute. Lord. All right. So anyway. Where I was before I was so rudely interrupted by, I guess, StreamYard and Google and whoever the hell else didn't want me to just say what I was about to say. This story, hold on, hopefully, let me get to it now. Since now I have to switch devices, so please bear with me. Oh, Lord. Insane. Iron Malt, Gordon, welcome. Tia to you, I see you in the house. Heat St. Cloud, what is going on? Welcome. All right. The hate is real, which also just makes me think of other things that I have to talk about this evening. But nonetheless, like I was saying, the 6-year-old shooter in this whole situation out here in Virginia, or I believe this is where this was, where the little white woman was shot at was it Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia. Yeah, this is Virginia. Now let me just tell you how this story goes, because like I was saying before, they always refer to school shootings and start talking about guns. It's all about guns. It's guns, and we got to get all these guns off the street. And these guns are horrible, and then what happens? Something like this happens, and this is the headline of this particular story. Listen to this, family. This reads, a 6-year-old shooter raises difficult questions for the criminal justice system. Police say a 6-year-old student shot his teacher at a Virginia elementary school on Friday, and authorities face a difficult and uncomfortable question. How should they prosecute a crime committed by a first grader? All right. Now, right off the rip, there's no mention of guns and how guns are in people's hands and guns get in the, and we got to have some more stringent gun laws and guns are so dangerous and guns in the hands of children and guns. No. You haven't heard a mention of a gun other than reference of a shooting. So let's see. The investigation is ongoing into the shootings at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia, but police have not wavered in their determination that the attack was deliberate. So within the headline, the first paragraph, and the very second paragraph, you're talking about criminal, shooter, and now you're using the word attack and deliberate. Quote, she was providing instruction. He displayed a firearm. He pointed it and he fired one round. Unquote. Stephen Drew, the city's police chief, said in Monday's press conference. Now, okay. She was providing instruction. She's a school teacher. Isn't that what they do? Rich Neck. Yes, that's the name of the school. It is literally spelled Richneck. It's literally spelled Rich Neck. Project Leroy, what's going on, brother? Quasi Black Star, what's going on? Yeah, it is literally called that. You can't make this up, man. Oh my Lord. Tanya Zion in the house. Let's see. She's been fighting strength. Okay. This shooting was not accidental. It was intentional. Mind you, we're talking about a 6-year-old. We are talking about a 6-year-old, family. Right? 6. Not 16, not 18, not 18 driving across state lines with a rifle, or 17, mind you, with a AR-15 to go to a protest, to go pop out some rounds. Somehow, a 6-year-old is so deliberate and heinous, and I hope y'all paying attention to the words being used in this now. Judah Queen said the school's mascot is a raccoon. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, wow. You can't make that up. Oh, wow. I mean, he is a child, 6 years old. Come on, man. 6. Man, it was deliberate. And this little monster, and he just wanted to go up there, and he just wanted to, I mean, come on, man. This dude is really playing, and this is a police officer. So what kind of compassion do you have for a child now? So this lets you know that was Iron Mall. Do you even have to ask? We're in a conversation about a school shooting. We ain't heard the word gun yet. You ain't got to ask. We ain't heard the word gun yet. Blueberry muffin, hate programming. That's exactly what that is. Because what you're doing now is you're trying to cast a view on these are first graders. They're starting their school career. And you're trying to put them out there in the lights of some violent thug. It's criminal and it's intentional. Man, come on. Let's see. We should read let me read this last paragraph. Good grief. Excuse me. She was providing instruction. He displayed a firearm. He pointed it and he fired one round. Later, his next quote is, "This shooting was not accidental. It was intentional." Now, isn't this an alleged shooter? He already done condemned this child, has he not? He's already putting the guilty verdict on the kid. He did it, and he knows what he did, and it was fully intentional. This little criminal. Man, I hope y'all are paying attention, man. This ain't good. This is not cool at all. Authorities said the child acquired the gun. First time you heard that word. What is this? 4 paragraphs in. Damn. Authorities said the child acquired a gun at home and brought it to school in his backpack. The gun had been legally purchased by his mother, so you just identified the fact that she was not a criminal. So you can get that out the way. What's her criminal background? Well, she was able to purchase a firearm, so she's not obviously a criminal. That much is clear, I would think. Let's see. The victim, 25-year-old teacher Abigail Zwerner, was struck in the hand and chest and is in stable condition. At least 16 other children were in the room at the time, police said. The shooter and most of the witnesses are so young that police must work alongside juvenile system specialists, child psychologists, and child protective services to conduct the investigation, the chief said Monday. Now, here's an interesting word that they used in here as well. Because, see, this is also kind of, they're trying to put it out there like this is a stress on justice. So listen to this part, though. Just key in on this. The shooter and most of the witnesses are so young that police must work alongside juvenile system specialists, child psychologists, and child protective services to conduct the investigation, the chief said Monday. You see what they doing? I mean, this is absolutely disgusting, man. And this ain't the only article that's like this. There's a lot of these articles that's like, well, maybe the mother should be, maybe the parents should get some charges. And I was like I said, as soon as I heard anybody talking about parents getting charges, I knew, oh, okay, so this kid is obviously black. And then I seen an interview of his grandmother, and yeah, he has a black grandmother, so we know why they're talking like this now. I mean, because this is all about making this little boy being they are one big Negroing him. He is like bigger long at 6 years old. Do you see what they doing? Trying to make this little boy bigger long. What the hell is going on? Cruel reality. What's going on, brother? Man, film animation art, I see you. TNT, you said allegedly. Right. But and you ain't heard that word once. Not a once. Afro elite in the house. Black first, brothers and sisters. Yes, indeed. What is going on, my brother? Yeah. Yeah, Quasi Black Star. Oh, so he's black. Come on. Come on. As soon as I heard about them charges, like, Paul, okay. All right. We know what time it is, because you ain't talking about no charge. A 6-year-old? There's no charge. There's no charge words. We're gonna charge. That ain't even coming out their folks' mouth. That ain't even in their vocabulary towards a little 6-year-old white kid. You got to be kidding. Hell no, they ain't even gonna do that to the adults. Now, with that being said, Blueberry Muffin, you already know. Absolutely, that's what's going on. Okay, let me see how this is sounding. Let me check something real quick. Hold on. I had to like totally reboot. Still getting it together over here, family. So bear with me. I had to like totally reboot my computer. Check. For some reason. Yeah, I had to do like a whole hard reboot. Back to my original question, what did she do to this child? You know, my wife said the exact same thing, because I'm like, you know, ain't no kid just gonna come up there. I'm just gonna come on here and just lay down the teacher. Yeah, that's not really. Yeah, it don't really sound right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's going on the real side of the game? I don't think we're being leveled with here. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we are getting the full truth. Okay. All right. Hold on, family. I'm trying to get the sound going right. Buzzer Cam H1, what's going on? I had to do a hard reboot. So again, let me do something here. This thing, Triz Pippin. Check. 1 2 1 2. Oh boy, that's still not right. Check 1 2. Wait, all of a sudden my mic is just super duper janky. Huh. Let me do it like this. All right. Check. Okay, that's sounding a little better. Boy, I do not know what happened. Now, Tia to you said, I got a name for you, Nathaniel Abraham, Detroit, Michigan. Well, that's an interesting name right there. He said, a teacher laid hints. You know, I would have to wonder, because it's having that vibe to me. You know, if one would ask, like, yo, this. Hold on. So let me keep going because it definitely sounds like that. But let me keep going. When asked if authorities would pursue charges against the child or his parents or guardians, Drew replied that no decision will be made until after the investigation has been completed. Now, family, have you ever seen any other situation where they're asking that question? Can you actually recall a moment when you've heard that? Hey, do you guys think you guys going to press charges against the parents? You guys are the parents facing charges? Yeah, how's that going to go? When have you heard that? I don't recall. I don't recall that ever being the case. But that's what they're doing now with it. I mean, that's, man, like I said, that to me, that just shows a deep disdain or a deep, well, number one, a deep anti-black sentiment coming from these folks. And then also, with that being said, come on now, turn that mic on. Check. I don't know why this mic is not working. But all the words that they keep using, hey, we just gonna rock like this for now, I guess, if we have to. Wow, what went on with StreamYard tonight? But it's all good. So again, just look at how they're talking about. When asked if authorities would pursue charges, I've never even heard that question come up with these other children. That's kind of interesting that happens. But nonetheless, that's what's going on. You know what? I can do it like this. I have to use this janky volume. But I do believe I can get myself on camera. So why don't I just do that? That's what we'll do. How about that? And then we'll put me. How about let's get this solo. All right. Solo layout. This. All right, so y'all can see me and y'all can hear me. So yeah, I guess I just have to look like I don't. I can get rid of this. Let's see how to do that. There we go. All right. Now the sound is probably trash, but we're still rocking. So nonetheless, it goes on to say that very young children are generally protected from prosecution. Obviously, this is a tragedy on every level, said Julie Ellen McConnell, a law professor at the University of Richmond who directs the school's Children Defense Clinic. All 50 states, including Virginia, have a juvenile justice system. But with a child so young, traditional principles like punishment, accountability, and rehabilitation don't really apply. As a 6-year-old, he doesn't have the intellectual capacity to even understand how to form the intent to commit a crime like this. Now, let me pause and go back up to what the police officer had to say. The police officer said, quote, "This shooting was not accidental, it was intentional." What do y'all see the policeman trying to get across there? You know what I'm saying? What's going on there? So, with that being said, let me go back. So and that's so the specialist was telling you that this kid is not able to formulate uh, even formulate the understanding of intent. So this particular police chief that's trying to tell you that it was no way accidental. The psychologist is saying something else. Let's see. Virginia law does not set a minimum age for criminal defendants. The state's juvenile detention facilities have a minimum age of 11. So are you understanding these people did that much digging just to see how much can be done to this little 6-year-old kid? I mean, we can sit up here and ask ourselves all day long, what did that teacher do to this kid? But look at the people around him, and look at the media. So I mean, what is the nature of this this society? Look at the cops. They're trying to make this little boy a monster, a little 6-year-old. But you got 14-year-old shooters such as Ethan, whatever the hell his name is. He was 14, right, when he went and did his shooting. You got all these other people, the Peyton Gendrich dude who was on a whole racial kick. Y'all wanted to start talking about guns. And then the Uvalde thing happened. Y'all keep talking about guns. This is a criminality piece. And this is a hit piece on a 6-year-old, family. But very young children are generally protected from criminal prosecution under a legal doctrine called the infancy defense. Criminal defendants must be found competent to stand trial. Such a determination would be challenging to make about a 6-year-old, McConnell said. Instead, authorities may pursue a child in need of services petition. Such a declaration would allow a court to order social services, including counseling. The child's parents could face liability. The firearm used in the shooting, a 9mm Taurus handgun, had been legally purchased by the child's mother, police said Monday. The gun had been stored in the family's home, police said. Though they declined to share further details about how it was secured or how the child knew where the gun was, the child obtained the gun, placed it in his backpack, and brought it to school. Drew, the police chief, said. This police chief out here is a real piece of work, ain't he, family? Oh, he a cold piece of work. Ethan Crumley, thank you, Judah Queen. Ooh, he a real cold piece of work, ain't he? Damn. What a cold-hearted bastard. I mean, what a cold-hearted bastard, man. That's all I can say. Jeez. Oh, you know what I can do? Let me try something here. Let me try this out. Let me check. Let me see something. Check. 1 2 1 2. Check. I don't know if that's gonna work either. It's not giving me no sound either. All right. All right. We are definitely on one.
It say this mic is music.
Oh, well, I can actually hear myself.
Okay, so I can hear myself. Let me mute that. Let me see. Check. So y'all can hear me? Check. 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Now hopefully y'all can hear me. Sound's gonna be a little different because I had to I don't know why they messed with my mic tonight, but we are here. Okay, so good. Hopefully no more reverb. Hopefully that's fixed. they just don't want it to be great tonight. But we still here. We're gonna get it done. Oh, you know what? Let me do this. Now I have to rearrange how I got everything set up here. So bear with me 1 second, please. Let's see. Where was I at? Okay. So in Virginia, a historically permissive state for gun policy, it is a misdemeanor to recklessly leave a loaded, unsecure firearm in such a way that it could cause injury to a child that is under the age of 14. The statute is designed for situations in which a child harms another child, experts said. In this case, the victim was a 25-year-old white woman. You know what? Do I have the picture in here? Let me see if I actually got that in here. See if I have this woman picture in here. Because I found this quite interesting. Oh, I do. I certainly do. So this is the teacher who was shot by the young little kid here who is only 6 years old, a first grader. Can't really decipher right from wrong. Nonetheless, this police chief out here, Police Chief Drew, is trying to really ride the wave of this child being some kind of monster. So we're going to have to address Chief Drew for the type of individual that he is showing himself to be. and I think we all can understand what that is. you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, let's see. However, allowing the minor to access that gun, leaving it unsecure, certainly could have endangered the life or limb of that child himself. Oh, Lord. Let's see. So I do think that this law could be used to hold accountable the adults. I mean, for the very first time, I mean, what is different in this case? What is so? Is there anything that sticks out to y'all that might be garnering such a different response in this case? I mean, is there anything that possibly sticks out and jumps out at you? I'm just wondering because one would have to wonder. You know what I'm saying? One would have to wonder. I see a super chat in the house. Let me see. Thank you, Cyberdon. I am just now getting back up on it. All right, where's that at? I see it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Cyberdon 100 with the super chat. Thank you so much. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you so much for that. Building is good for the soul. Black first. Facts. Big facts. Blueberry Muffin said gun violence is justified when white supremacists kill black people. Facts. Yes, indeed. So y'all need to understand what they are doing right here. This is, like, I seen somebody mention in the chat, George Stinney. George Stinney was like 14. This kid is 6. 6. Let's see. Otherwise, prosecutors may be left to draw on state criminal neglect stats. Do you see how far they're going? You've never heard this much about how can we punish somebody? How can we get them? So yeah, otherwise prosecutors may be left to draw on the state's criminal neglect statutes that bring a case against a parent, McConnell said. The child is currently receiving treatment at a medical facility under an emergency court order, police said Monday. A judge will determine if we continue with that temporary detention order if treatment or evaluation continue, the police chief said, or what next steps may be. I'm telling you, this Drew dude out here, police chief Drew, man, this dude don't sound too cool. I wonder what his record's looking like. And that's pretty much that's the end of that. That is the end of that story. All right, let's get back in here. Lord, oh boy, oh boy. Well, YouTube, really? I don't know if it's YouTube or if it's StreamYard. I don't know what the hell going on tonight, but hey, Lois said, yeah, that skank is guilty. That teacher was actually in her 30s. That teacher looked 47. 25? She's 25? Okay. Well, anyway. Okay, so we're going to have to evaluate this next story. So we have a few things to talk about, not much more, because again, I told you I'm not trying to have these broadcasts be as long as you're probably used to. So
we just talking about a few things, but this next section, segment, we're going to have to take our time with it just to break it down because every time you see somebody hop out the woodwork, starting to throw subliminals or overt shots at the grassroots from a position of mainstream, such as the griot, there are individuals and people from that, I guess, what some of us refer to as the old dead black media or the boule brunch crowd or the people who refuse to pass down the torch or pass it over or just step aside. But nonetheless, there are people who are basically virtually upset at the grassroots. So instead of embracing that they actually have to hear the people now, because truth be told, what they're arguing about is their paymasters and the powers that be are getting keen and hip to saying, hey, you guys ain't got it no more. So with that being said, we have to get into Mr. Treason Eric Dyson, who was on with Mark, which a lot of people call Mark Lamoist Hill. My brother Black Alpha definitely calls him Mark Lamoist Hill. And, he had Michael Eric Dyson on to run his mouth. And, it's always going to be some way slap-jawed type of conversation when it comes down to talking about us, because of course that's what their types do. Now they get upset that people are that take shots back, and you'll hear him, I guess, for all intents and purposes, do a little bit of whining about that. But that's what it is. Because, you can't take shots at the community and act like the community is just supposed to lay down and take it. And then you go out there and talk against the community's interests. And then you get a response and you crying, and you complaining, and, stuff like that. So check this out, family. This is how it went down.
Tonight about everything from religion to pop culture. Doc, I got to ask you a little bit about politics as well. We were just talking about the blogosphere and the role of social media. It seems to me that there's a whole universe out there that gets its politics from social media as well. And in that space, people like Candace Owens have become giants. In that space, we see a kind of Black Republican movement. We see folk who don't believe the world is round. I mean, all this stuff operates. I mean, it seems like there's a whole other community of knowledge that didn't exist before. Is it dangerous?
Oh, man, it's dangerous. You bring.
So first off, peep the language he's using. So y'all catch the type of language. Man, is this dangerous? Again, this type of talk ain't for us. This is for the scary church Negro crowd. And for those who have, because see, what these people are aware of, the pandemic allowed a lot of would-be churchgoers to go seek other means of a church. Because what they say, the church is the people. So they went and had social media to reach out because the church doors were closed. But as things went on, and you got the George Floyd situation, you got the mandatory things and restrictions and people getting fired, and Breonna Taylor's, Kyle Rittenhouse's, Ahmaud Arbery, and 3 dirtbag bastards from Georgia who are now doing federal charges. Yeah. Well, these people had the opportunity to see the world become reality before their face. And then they also got a chance to also see how much fraudulent the bootleg class is. And now they're crying and complaining about being fully exposed. But however, there are some things about this because, well, I'll get into that later.
Brilliantly summed it up. It's extremely dangerous. And speaking of misinterpretation, I'll say Kobe and I'll say Jesus is Lord. So what's interesting is so what's interesting is that what I was hinting at when I said like the Black Trumpism, that's kind of extreme and exaggerated, but it ain't really that exaggerated, because what's happening here is that giving up on traditional ways of knowing the world, which were themselves already shot through with all kind of contradictions and problems. But the difference is if you're getting your news from social media. Now, if social media is the delivery mechanism to download the Washington Post or the Nation or the Guardian or whatever progressive or conservative magazine you happen to be reading, that's one thing where they've vetted these ideas, where journalists have been journalists and tried to look at trying to be as fair as possible. But you ain't got none of that kind of constraint.
Negro, did you just come out your mouth and lie like that? First off, brother, no, they are not trying to be honest as possible. We just saw a memo come down from ESPN, or got word of a memo coming down from ESPN that they are not to basically disparage Dana White. That's a Disney affiliated company. The hell you talking about, brother? ESPN, Disney, ABC, all of that is a huge chunk of media, a huge chunk of news media that is telling all the way from top to the bottom, we ain't gonna be talking about Dana White. I don't think I'm seeing fair. Oh, but looking at your local affiliate in Newport News, y'all are absolutely reporting a 6-year-old as a criminal. Michael and Eric Dyson, who are you caping for? And you're upset that we are seeing through this type of masked, weak, veiled bullshit? No, sir. No, sir. This is all cap. But I will continue because we have to get to how this ties into the other part of the story today.
Going on in the world of the blogosphere. For instance, a Black woman was claiming that a white professor at the University of Idaho, I think it was responsible for the death of those 4 students at the University of Idaho.
Now, this is really dirtbaggish of him because that's a tarot card reader on TikTok. Ain't nobody getting social media, they news from TikTok. You talking, so see how he just tried to convolute the two? Funny little trick, because something like that I just experienced this week. Wow, what a coincidence, man. Man, interesting times. Interesting times. That's all I got to say.
And 2 days later, they arrested a young man who was a PhD student in criminology at the University of Washington, not 10 miles from there. Now we don't know. Maybe this blogger has some deep inside knowledge that this professor was involved, but the professor has now sued her, saying you can't just make up in the
you can't just tell people I killed 4 people, right? Like,
but she's doubling down. Oh, I know it. You won't prevent.
You're connecting that to the grassroots, you rat bastard, Michael Eric Dyson. Good grief, dude. How absolutely dirt baggish of you to do. And y'all over here talking, because he's going to say later on that his feelings are hurt, but your feelings should be hurt, punk ass nigga, because you see what you're doing. This is the most treasonous type of madness ever, family. I mean, he might as well. What next? These dudes gonna come out. Stephen A. Smith gonna be. I think that little 6-year-old. We have to address this problem in our community. I just want to take this somber approach to understand. How did a 6-year-old get his hands? Miss me. Because ESPN is also ABC, Disney. I'm just saying. Go figure. All that honesty and journalism shit he was just talking. I'm just, go figure.
Failed against me. So my point is, yes, it's dangerous. And that is more, that kind of
dangerous.
We know about that, but no, it's the same thing. It's the same principle that regulates the distribution of knowledge and the assignment of the priority of what is higher or lower in the hierarchy. You have higher stuff. I mean, it used to be it was bad. Oh my God, they're getting their news.
Did you hear what he just said? So if y'all didn't really understand what he just said, let me break that down. Basically, you aren't relying on them to tell you what your agenda is. And you're not going to sources that they deem reliable, that they themselves and their little boule system have vetted. So basically, hey, Negroes, stop being so loud. We're over here trying to show you the way that we're going to get democracy done for our community that we have not been able to demonstrate yet. But, man, it's dangerous. When you use words like dangerous, coupled with other groups who say hate group, like I said, man, it's just amazing. Oh, did y'all know that, by the way, were y'all aware that Mark Lamar Hill, she's down with Malachi York? Boy, these things are turning strange every day. Let's continue.
From Jon Stewart. Now that looks like I wish Jon Stewart was there to give him.
Cronkite. He's like Walter Cronkite now compared to what we're dealing with. Does that frustrate you as an intellectual?
Oh my God.
And as a professor, because suddenly you're in the same room with someone who doesn't read books. You're in the
read. You can stop without saying
right. Who doesn't read exactly? And so and to the public, there's no difference. So on the one hand, you're put next to someone who might have a PhD, say in finance, or just hypothetically, who doesn't read about black folk, but calls himself a black scholar. We'll call him Boyce, right? And then you got the person who just Googles stuff, right? Then you got the person who just makes stuff up and who's just engaged in kind of demagoguery, right? Then you got the white person pretending to be black on the internet with a fake profile pic, and all these people are in the same room, and y'all are having a debate about whether a vaccine works. You're having a debate about, the origins of civilization. You're having a debate about, God's sake, Willie Lynch. Like,
did y'all catch the shot of Reza? Yeah, did y'all catch that little shot of Reza Islam? Yeah, him too. I believe the white man with the fake profile, I believe that's Jason Black, or because they always get both him and PPT mixed up. So that's either Jason Black or Professor Black Truth, whichever one they have them confused as the other. And then of course the demagoguery, I would believe that would probably be Tariq Nasheed. And who knows, that the other one was probably a little the Google stuff. That might be Phil Scott. There might be a shot at Phil. There might be a shot at Phil Scott. Or that could even be a shot at my brother Torian Reigns Reloaded. Because, see, the thing about it is, all of the people I just mentioned get more views than they do. Go figure. Don't think they ain't watching. But no, Google still, there's not a Google. No, there's commentary on news. Journalism on news. See, that's the little dissing shots that say, well, hey, I know that more people. Are you hearing what they're complaining about? More people are listening to these voices? It's dangerous. It's only dangerous for your career. Stop putting that on the black community. Because if we lose you, we're not hurt. We need new blood in here. We need new voices in here, new faces in here without the same old attachments. And that's what we're looking for as a group. You're not going to tell us what we want. We just laid it out there for you. Now, either, because see, here's the thing, what they're also complaining about, the conversation is tangibles. So that's not a agreed upon conversation in their circles. So they're like, well, man, you guys are having all these unauthorized. Negro, what? Don't nobody give us that type of instruction. What the hell is wrong with these people? No, this is what you thought being a black leader meant? All this? Wow. Family, just listen to what the hell's been sitting up here posing as leadership, posing as voices. Just listen to what they're saying about you.
Like it's 1992, right? And all this stuff is happening in a space, and people can't tell the difference between you and them.
It is astonishing. You've summed it up so powerfully, and it's frustrating and it is bewildering because you said we spent years studying, reading, going to the library where the lies are buried, figuring out how to think, looking at methodologies, taking classes about the difference between deconstruction and demythologization and the difference between Du Boisian, double consciousness and Hooksian notions of feminist pedagogy. God darn, what was the point? If the point is you can get in the room and just talk trash. I see people on Twitter debating lawyers and professionals. Oh, no, that ain't what's gonna happen. Gonna see what happened to Gunna. Bro, have you been to court? Do you know what it is? Now, that doesn't mean that we have a philosophical fallacy, a logical fallacy. The notion that because you have a PhD, therefore you can't be challenged. That ain't what we're saying. We're saying let us get in the room and do what we do. Think, critically engage, parse competing evidences, look at those facts and see what emerges of, quote, the truth. That ain't what we're doing, though. What we're doing is, like you said, we're putting people in a room, they got ideas and opinions, and they feel equally compelled, and they don't feel a sense of deference and a sense of recognition or reverence for the kind of scholarship that you and I wield. It is astonishing, and not only that, it's bewildering, but it's devastating and dangerous to the process of American democracy.
What comes to mind, family, when you hear what you just heard? I'm gonna just run that back a little bit. Just look at what's on the screen, but just listen to what's being said.
Fallacy. The notion that because you have a PhD, therefore you can't be challenged. That ain't what we're saying. We're saying let us get in the room and do what we do. Think, critically engage, parse competing evidences, look at those facts and see what emerges of, quote, the truth. That ain't what we're doing, though. What we're doing is, we're, like you said, we're putting people in a room. They got ideas and opinions, and they feel equally compelled. And they don't feel a sense of deference and a sense of recognition or reverence for the kind of scholarship that you and I wield. It is astonishing. And not only that, it's bewildering, but it's devastating and dangerous to the process of American democracy, I would argue.
Does it hurt your ego ever the comments that you have to read, the debates you get in where suddenly, you know, people, again, who may not actually measure up. And I'm not talking about the degrees and the elitism kind of approach. I'm talking about people who simply don't know enough to be in the conversation. And
who is to say that what a person knows? How are you a pedigree on someone else's understanding or someone else's education or someone else's level of wisdom? I mean, this grandstanding that these two dudes are doing right here, whilst actually trying to pose themselves off as some kind of advocates for this community, is absolutely comical. I mean, good grief, dude. For real.
When people choose them over you or me or whoever, right? I mean, is there a way do you ever take it personally?
Oh yeah, it hurts because I can't take it doggily, because I'm a person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I take it canonically. You know, the canine. Yeah, it hurts because you have invested your lifeblood into trying to marshal facts against white supremacists who were doing what now black people are doing on the blogosphere. What black people are doing on the blogosphere is what white supremacists did 50 years ago. Make up stuff, don't read no books, project their own ideology, look at their frailty, fragility, and fear, and project that onto you. Dog, the blogosphere, the social media, is a kind of algorithmic approximation of white supremacist bigotry 60 years ago. And so when you think about it,
Family, did you just hear this treasonous bastard? Okay, so for all of you who want reparations, you are now being related to racial bigots such as the Strom Thurmonds, who, of course, groomed the current president right now, who this Negro is caping for. But also the likes of Bull Connors and all the people who were sicking dogs on folks. Now, all of a sudden, you are being put in the same category by one Mr. Treason, Eric Dyson, and saying what you're saying on Twitter is just like them sicking dogs and hanging folks and doing all of this egregious spilling blood and harming black people in the 60s and 50s. By what's being said on Twitter. To ever be a black person and to relate anything that black folks are doing to white supremacy is treasonous. And there is no way around that. Because there's never going to be a comparison. You got 400 years. There's no comparison. So to do that is treasonous. And it shows an outward objective and shows an outward agenda. That's an outside agenda. That's revealing itself inside. Keyword I just used, revealing. Let's let the new Nubian continue revealing himself.
God darn, it's an unjust game. So yeah, it hurts because I'm trying to defend people, and then people come up to me and Dr. So-and-so, just call me Michael. That's good, because God darn, you got all these people with these self-anointed doctorates and stuff, and these Hotep hooligans who are out here, marshaling and manufacturing facts and acting like they're doing what they do. And I'm saying, like, bro, let me just sit my study, write my books, and do what I got to do. And hopefully the cycle comes back around. It's a merry-go-round. So hopefully our turn comes again, where facts, where study, where scholarship, where serious engagement.
We're doing nothing and talking with fantastical words and verbiage are the order of the day. Like, again, what he actually just mentioned, which, these guys never had, with all of those debates that Sarnetta and them used to have so many years ago, you never heard any of these people complaining or saying that that was a waste of time. Let's focus on white supremacy and reparations. No, none of them said that. But now that we're saying tangibles and reparations and anti-hate, black hate crime bill, all of a sudden the agenda's off. Well, then what the hell were you looking for, Michael Eric Dyson? What agenda is more than the safety of your people, brother? I'm confused. Oh, yeah, not to mention something else he also mentioned. Man, the arguing about the jizya. That's another interesting part with that. Can't help but notice how certain people that came around have a history of promoting that same thing. It's pretty interesting. So, I'm just saying, it is funny he used Hotep hooligans, like a Hotep hustler, which, I guess being a boule biscuit tap dancer is better, but at the end of the day, it still serves no purpose in the progression of our plight. So this dude is just doing a whole bunch of hating on a big, broad group of black folks. And this is how he feels about black folks. I would be very leery about people who have these associations with these older groups that do not ever want to engage in the progressive conversation. You even see NOI looking to openly deal with other groups. I don't see that from certain individuals out here like that. It's actually quite the opposite. So, you see a lot of unnecessary beefing going on. There's a lot of I can't even use the word infiltration. More like I guess for infiltration somewhat, but it is more of a like what we just seen. These type of attacks, which we already mentioned would be happening. We told you that these would be coming for the grassroots, new black media, everybody, because when you start pushing the issue and the people that they had to be there as gatekeepers are no longer able to hold the gate, well, that's kind of what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a situation where they can't hold the gate. And rightfully so. Because they don't need it or deserve it. Okay, you dig it. Now let's let him go ahead and wrap up.
Are involved. And here's the irony. People like you and me and Cornel West and Bell Hooks before, with him and Skip Gates to a certain degree, we were already getting dissed. Oh, y'all a bunch of public intellectuals. You ain't serious. We're already facing it from within. Now I want to turn to some of those Negroes and go, how you like it now? Now you done created a whole generation of people who don't damn read, who disrespect the work we did because we made it look easy.
You know what's so odd, though, is that he's literally mentioning authors. So he keeps referring to authors who actually, it was their book's philosophy that was pushed, and then telling you that these same people that are following these red philosophies aren't reading. No, what you have to do is condemn what the hell they were putting out in their books. Bell Hooks was nothing but a damn CIA plant, in my estimation, pushing that garbage because, again, like I tell you, feminism is just another arm or branch of white supremacy. It does never attack the white man. But look at how it just so quickly went against a 6-year-old black child to make him a criminal. You got a whole experienced police chief up here talking about this 6-year-old absolutely intentionally shot this woman. And then you got these idiots out here. See, we out here for justice and this and that. You ain't talking what we talking about. Why is it that you feel what you're saying is pertinent when it's not resonating with the people that you're supposed to be representing? Someone has lost touch. You're an individual screaming on a group. It's the group who's lost touch? Okay, Jesus.
Amen. Doc, I think we are going to come around because ultimately, I believe that which is true, that which is rigorous, that which is thoughtful, that which is sincere, that which is loving will always ultimately prevail. And that's what you and your work embody. So thank you for your work. And more importantly, thank you for being a long distance runner in our struggle for freedom. Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, thank you so much.
Maxwell Jenkins up in Washington. Yes, indeed. Lord. DL, if they can't influence the black population, their white paid masters are going to fire them. Notice, like I said, that's why I put the Roland Martin picture up there. Y'all see what he doing? It's like, you hearing the same kind of desperation whining coming out of Michael Eric Dyson right now. Number one, he on the grill. First sign of trouble. The first sign that there was trouble, he's on the grill. So that kind of lets you know there, things are kind of going south. Yeah, there's that. Yikes. Oh, man. All right. So where is... I need to find this other story. Because we need to get to talk a little bit about Lizzo. Lizzo says that cancel culture is appropriation. It makes no sense, but whatever. DL said Byron Allen is a whole sellout. Byron Allen's one of those people that you never thought was down with black folks. Like there's never really been a confusion. Like that's Byron Allen. We grew up. I mean, you grew up in the 80s. You know, there's some folks that like, okay, we see where you trying to be and where you trying to end up. Doesn't always work out the best for people to do that, but neither here nor there for me. But let me just say, go through this real quick. So good old Lizzo. Oh yeah, by the way, see, here's another thing that Lizzo is having an issue with, because maybe she is seeing the fact that she has played a part and then played a role and played a mammy, and now it don't look good. And so she's up here, well, you know, people just be shaming folks, and just all this shaming, and you know, man, you got to do this and the standards and this and that. No, 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 no. I can't stand when people do that because it's always cool when you over here crapping on black folk and everybody, and then nobody's coming to the rescue, especially when it's black men. Black men have been getting canceled since like 2014. Ramped up in 2016 and then kind of died down after George Floyd. And that's what happened. But notice who came in the mix for the George Floyd. You had all these other groups coming out, Trans Lives Matter, and all of these are all like, man. Why do you think that was happening? Because there was an anti-black man campaign that ended up pretty much dying with George Floyd. And so, and then you chase that up with Ahmaud Arbery, man. It was bad year for that agenda. Then to add to that, Breonna Taylor, things ain't looking good because then you have a black man who ends up catching the charge trying to defend his woman. And then we have the Billy Porters. What he say? Y'all need to be used, and okay. And he's still walking around like a damn peacock. Y'all seen him with his weird ass outfit that he went to the Golden Globes in. Everybody else is dressed normal. Here he comes as a display case. The display case of vanity and degeneracy. Thank you, Billy Porter. Anyway. Lizzo now is having an issue with cancel culture. And trust me, this woman wavers too. So she be going from one side to the next. And also look at this little Gatorade promotion. It's like, ma'am, you were part of putting this out there because you want everybody to be so happy to be looking like you and being half naked looking like you. And this lady in the orange is part of a Gatorade promotion that they're doing. So when it comes down to the black women who are going to be going to the gym and whatnot, you can't really see any difference between her and Lizzo now, can you? What message are they sending? What message are they sending? Those are the questions that we have to ask. You know, because again, old Lizzo came on out and, yeah, you know, y'all could kiss my ass and this and that. And then the next moment she's crying and it's like, well, what's going on? Now, here's another thing, and I don't know how many people, hopefully, I caught a little clip of this, and this is crazy because cancel culture is still going on, ma'am. So you might want to address more than fat. Why don't you address the racial part of cancel culture? And then maybe you would start getting some people that actually mess with you from this community. Because you keep trying to toe the line. We're not doing none of that. So you want to be over there with them? Be over there with them. I don't make music for white folks. No, what we're telling you is you're being an entire buffoon and spectacle for them people against our better judgment and against our better decency and morality as a people. You take your ass over there with them folks because you're pretty silent, and you and your community is extremely silent when it comes down to this type of betrayal portrayal and betrayal of black men. And this is how, I mean, look at this. Family Hotel. What the hell kind of game is this? What the hell kind of game is this? I mean, again, family. What are they? Look at the message they sending here. Now this type of thing should be canceled. Now, if we have a Dana White, I mean, kind of interesting timing about this, huh? Very interesting timing, huh? Here, let's run this in your feed. Get you off this Dana White conversation. Go figure. So let's check out this. Let's play this little clip that she had to say.
Discourse around bodies is tired. I have seen comments go from, oh my gosh, I liked you when you were thick, why'd you lose weight, to, oh my gosh, why'd you get a BBL? I liked your body before, to, oh my gosh, you're so big, you need to lose weight, but for your health, to, oh my gosh, you're so little, you need to get ass or titties or something, to, oh my gosh, why did she get all that work done? It's just too much work. Are we okay? Do you see the delusion? Do we realize that artists are not here to fit into your beauty standards? Artists are here to make art. And this body is art. And I'm gonna do whatever I want with this body. I wish that comments costed y'all money so we can see how much time we are fucking wasting on the wrong thing. Can we leave that shit back there, please?
Out of all the things she can address, all she can ever talk about is being fat. You don't have no more advocacy for nothing else other than talk about being fat. And now, if you're noticing that ushers in this other idiotic conversation about fat phobia being steeped in anti-black racism, and you got some white woman up here, some white lesbian up here telling you about how fat phobia is related to anti-black racism because they don't want to lose weight. This is the type of shit we're facing, but you're talking about cancel culture, and this man missed me. Let me see what, because this is what she tweeted this out. This may be a random time to say this, but it's on my heart. Cancel culture is appropriation. There was real outrage from truly marginalized people, and now it's become trendy, misused, and misdirected. No, ma'am. No. Cancel culture came from the Skittles bag. And the Skittles bag alone, along with your feminist pals, who are also dibbling dabbling in the Skittles bag. So that has nothing to do with marginalized groups, because all of those groups are ran by white people. No, they just decided they would target other groups. And you aided that, along with a bunch of other bugged out black people. But, that's how that happened. Me too. Time's up. All of these, and then you start finding out who's behind these organizations. None of you come out and fix and square with your community, that you were sitting up here siding with organizations designed to destroy your own men. To protect theirs, by the way. That's why I also made sure I put in this thumbnail. You have Tarana Burke in there because all of this is relevant. And it's her and her famous quote. Why is it my job? Yeah. Why is it your job? Now, the last line of this tweet reads, I hope we can phase out of this and focus our outrage on the real problems. Notice she doesn't actually say what that is. Then she also has another tweet. We need to talk about the epidemic of believing any and everything y'all see on social media. After she just did a tweet about cancel culture, now she's telling you not to believe everything you see on social media. That almost sounds familiar, damn near identical to what I just played. Y'all catch that? Ah, Lord. Now, one thing I hope everybody understands. There is way too much that we have to focus on. And we see everybody come with the distractions, the Lizzos, this group, that group. Well, it's 2023 and we have a whole new type of thing emerging, which is actually just more of an old thing. But I guess it's trying to find new legs and new life. And that is the FBA Hate Squad, which, see, it would make sense for people to say, I don't like a specific person. But what I'm noticing is, no, it's very much important to stop the movement of what people are perceiving. And I mean, hey, for people who identify as foundational Black American freedmen, which of course, just if you want to identify as a foundational Black American, that's just describing a lineage. That is not a legal designation like freedmen. So it's not really a big confusing thing. Now, I know there are people who like to convolute conversations just for messiness and cowardly sakes, because when you get into non sequitur arguments, you will always make sure that no progress is being had, so you don't have to hold yourself responsible or liable for moving forward. So, I mean, with that being said, there was a whole big to do over the weekend that pretty much had absolutely nothing to do with me. And this is all again on Twitter Space, which and Twitter is, y'all have to admit what type of vehicle it has become. It has became that major vehicle to where a lot of things will come out, a lot of conflicts will take place, a lot of different things can happen. So with what is going on right now, you have the Tariq Nasheed hate group. Well, I can't even call that a hate group. It's just Tariq Nasheed haters. They're just anything that he's doing, they find a reason to not like it, which is their prerogative. I don't have a problem with anybody not liking anyone. My issue is when I see people doing the treason thing like Michael Eric Dyson. And then you start saying, because there's no way you can say you give a damn about Black folks at all to ever label Black folks as a hate group as a Black person. There's no way. I mean, we have a lot of means of self-justification, but truth be told, if you have told yourself that you were justified by that, you were full of shit. Brother Sage in the house. What's going on? You know, we have too many people out here that will do that. So if you find yourself like this group is that you as treasonous as Michael Eric Dyson. Because there's no reason that, see, there's somebody right now that has no idea of what beef you got with anyone. They just identify with a lineage. But now, because of your jealousy or envy or hatred or whatever it is for Tariq Nasheed, you're ready to put a target on other black folks' back. How can you tell yourself you loving black folks? Because, see, that person ain't got nothing to do with your Tariq Nasheed beef. See, this is what I'm looking at. What type of niggas is y'all? Because you really starting to get out here with the hate group talk against other black folks that y'all can't even put a hand or finger on. But guess what? Them people damn sure can. So who are y'all working for? Why is it so important to put hate group titles and targets on black folks that you will never meet? I would love to hear that. Because that way, you actually got to explain some shit without using Tariq Nasheed. But that probably will be the time when y'all gonna clam up because y'all really ain't got nothing to say. I really hope, well, I know y'all not. But I'm just gonna sit up here and say, because when I say I know y'all not, because you can't. So what I'm telling y'all, everybody who you see cannot put black folks first because, man, Tariq Nasheed a problem and he this and he that. You can't see you're a problem now. You got people in this chat right now who don't know shit about none of y'all's beef until y'all made it public. But before it even became a thing, they still might not even know that you're one of the people out here saying, hey, this is a hate group. A lot of us don't even know who all of these people are. All I can say is for the people that I see doing it and for the people I've heard even on Twitter doing it, I've heard clips of spaces, people doing all this weird shit. I mean, I've heard things that me and Brother Black Alpha have done attributed to Tariq Nasheed and a whole space making up a whole scenario. I mean, a whole scenario and a whole belief and a whole new wave of lying. And it's like, damn, that's completely fictional. And then some of y'all will take that and then start making other stuff with it. Guess who's getting harmed? Only black people. Y'all full of shit. Every last one of y'all. Miss me with the, but he's doing this to people, man. Miss me with the grifter shit. Let that man make his money. You go make yours. Stop, get out that nigga pocket. Jeez. Man, y'all like a cult. Like, let me address this. Anytime you, like I said, sometimes childhood lessons manifest themselves as adulthood lessons. So here, let me just make this one very simple and plain. Anytime you buy a Moroccan mole, oftentimes it's close in proximity to a secret squirrel. Now let that sink in. Now, for those of you who were at the rally, like I said, just let that sink in. You see a Moroccan mole. Usually there's secret squirrels somewhere lingering around. See the flares flailing around. And here's the other thing, too. So we provided a platform for people to air out their grievances. As you know, there was another rally that was happening back in October, which was the original weekend of Tariq Nasheed's rally for reparations. So it had to move. And so the rally for reparations, of course, ended up being the weekend right before the election. Just look how that worked out. But the other group, they were basically came out of nowhere. And let me back up. Me and Black Alpha actually hosted a space called FBA Freedmen United. And we've had some of these people on our stage. So actually in that particular space, one of the people who actually at the time was saying that they were not going to be in attendance at this new rally had mentioned, and this before you got word of the rally, had mentioned that something big was going on, and this is in me and Black Alpha space, the certified truth space, and so next thing we know, a few weeks later, bam, here's another rally out of nowhere. Well, wow, that's a coincidence. You was just on our stage talking about you had something going on that you couldn't announce yet. Oh, so you was already planning on backdooring Tariq Nasheed. Okay. And so when people asked you about it, what you tried to do is, and I can't stand, and I don't really know the brother. I'm just saying certain tactics, how they come off to me, come off as like I may not necessarily have been the wisest criminal in my past when I was doing criminality or whatever, or, it may not have been the sharpest, because I see people go to certain go-to phrasing and words and stances a little early. So it's like, that's a little funny. But anyway, like I said, when you see a Moroccan mole, usually you're close to a secret squirrel. But anyway, Rose City said, bruh, big ups to y'all again on that space. A lesson in control and patience. Absolutely. Absolutely. We FBA's freedmen don't want Mark Lamoy's Hill or Professor Dyson. Sit your monkey ass down. Absolutely, Queen Nile. And, so he did all that shit all night in their space, just bounced after certain majors. Well, what's so funny is that actually wasn't even certain major that played that. But, he might get the blame for it, but that wasn't him. And see, so this brother did a lot of projecting. I guess the first thing is he felt that he was boosting our numbers. Yeah, that space was very necessary, Afro Elite. Absolutely, man. And again, we had actually planned to do that space before the weekend thing had happened. So we just figured, okay, well, since we understand all of these parties and our co-host is involved with this, we're gonna have to address this. And so I wanted to make sure that we did it in the most proper way possible. The siren was. Oh man, and so we told him keep it respectful, and for the most part it was. Sir Major, y'all say what you will about that brother, man. He came up there and he was on his best behavior, and there wasn't no cutting nobody off, and so everybody got a chance to say their spiel. It wasn't like a bunch of cutting off and this and that. Now, he might have had a little feeling about being muted by my co-host, but again, it's like, hey, brother, we telling y'all, we just letting y'all trying to hash this out. As far as me and Alpha, we have no dog in this fight. This is a y'all thing because y'all sit about like y'all know I be checking out on the weekends because that's family time. So I don't be seeing some of this shit that happen until like Monday or Tuesday. So next thing I know, I'm like, damn, like everybody mad at Marcel now. What's the deal going on? So fast forward to the space. This brother came in there. He got a chance to say his piece just as well as everybody else did. One of the things that came up, which I think would rightfully be so in anybody's mind, is this brother said that he don't F with FBA in another space, but he on our stage, like, well, you see FBA in the title. So, he's like, well, I don't mess with the euphemisms and whatnot. I'm like, okay, well, you cleaning that up. I can't say if that's how you meant it when you said it. I'm just saying I'll accept what you're saying right now because I wasn't there. Now I heard what you just said. That sounded like something different to me. But I'll go with what it is. Because again, being fair and non-biased because I was not involved in their beef. So again, we moved to some things I didn't even see or notice because there's other folks just being messy. And again, I will always remember when this first vetting session of this other rallies group went on and they had the space and feathers were ruffled. Well, obviously feathers were still ruffled. So we had this individual female who has a non-black husband come in our comment thread and chimed in and tried to stir up some low-key mess with one of our sisters who is also in the space. And I asked, well, why did you just put this in here when you're not even on stage or in the space? Like, you're not even in here. What are you doing? But you wanted to start mess within our comment thread. She thought that she didn't see, here's the throwing rocks and hiding your hands type deal. And this individual does that. I call her burrito swirl. You understand? Yeah, I call her burrito swirl. So, got my boy out of himself. Man, the funny thing is, the weird thing, it's like, dude, what you're saying is, number one, you boosted our numbers. Number two, that's what he tweeted. He said he goes into a space, so he's talking about coming into our space, and the numbers quadruple. No, we've had high numbers on spaces for a while now. Without you. Without really any other thing than just promoting our space. And we rock with the family. I mean, damn. I mean, I just the nature of the arrogance just kind of familiar to me about something, like paranoid or a little. It's that paranoid delusion reminds me of type of individuals that do certain things, Because, after a while, you grow up in a certain time frame, a certain time period. You know what certain things look like. Oh, you juiced. Mm-hmm. Boy, oh boy. Because, I mean, when there's not too many things that could get somebody feeling like a superstar in their own mind like that. You understand what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I go into a space and the numbers quadruple. So I had to, well, you definitely didn't, do that for us. So I'm guessing that You must have meant somebody else. Now he says, well, you know, his response is, well, no, I mean, that's what happens when you assume. Yeah, usually that use of the play on words works when somebody actually say, I assume. No, I said I'm guessing, and actually that wasn't really a question. What that was a statement. Because you missed what I said. But then that also let me know something about you too. Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. Blueberry muffin. Weasel words. So then he started getting into the other part. Well, you know, y'all let people lie on me and this and that. No. People were talking to you, and not only that, recording of what you said was put in the jumbotron. That's not putting you out there like that, fam. That's you on that recording, bro. I mean, they tried to play a recording of me in the space. I didn't give a shit because hell yeah, that's me. I hope y'all listen to what the hell I said. Y'all was mad at me for cussing the broad out. Shit, she was violating like a motherfucker. What's wrong with you? Toughen up, sack up. You don't talk to a woman like that. Nigga, man up. That's not my female, and it ain't yours neither. If she come over here trying to fuck my business up, I'ma get at that ass. Who raised y'all niggas? Anyway, so he's doing this. Oh man, you was over here trying to, you just kind of oppy behavior. Oh, how did all of a sudden I become in the oppy behavior while hosting a space that ain't got nothing to do with you? You have to come up here and because of y'all other situation that ain't got nothing to do with us, but you coming in here to get that off, and then all of a sudden this was about you. Oh man, boy, that's just like I keep saying, something's familiar. Ike Turner, boy. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Oh, I'm telling you, boy, you got that David Ruffin on him. I mean, allegedly. I'm just saying, Whoo-wee. Hundreds of people committed to joining the space before any issues popped off. Thank you, Brother Sage. Toria said, I stay out the loop when it comes to the spec. Man, again, this was one of them unavoidable situations because it was because when you have Marcel is always going to be a light in the rod. So, it's like I said, we had to address it. And, as far as I know, there's still fallout from that going on. But I noticed blueberry muffin, space full of Moroccan moles and secret squirrels. Because that's the other tidbit that came out in all of this. Mr. Bay, you've been hanging out in our spaces in your burner account, and you decided for whatever reason to out that fact. But yesterday, day before yesterday. Yesterday. So it just kind of dawned on me, So Taharka Bay been just hanging out in our spaces for a while. Somebody recently falsely associated me with that dude, by the way, who doesn't need my help to remain nameless. So when that happened, it's like, I'm telling you, I'm watching everything. Huh. And yeah, messiness and attention seeking. Absolutely. But see, I always look for, because I keep telling y'all, it's always a good cop, bad cop. So my eyes is focused on good cop, bad cop. One thing that I can always tell is there's always some kind of hidden thing going on, and in this one against me, which makes no sense. It was one of those spaces that was doomed to blow up because of the tension leading up to it. Right, Afro Elite, and that's why we had to address that. And we still had a nice progressive space. We had to, of course, address that part. But then we moved on. And then we got down to the order of business. And see, this is what this brother had an issue with, is that we didn't stop and make our space a drama space so niggas can argue all day. And that is weird to me in the first place. Number one, because now people sit up here and say, I hear this grift term. What do you think that type of behavior is? That doesn't. Let's just look at what we're talking about. A person who, number one, like I said, was on our space in the midst of being part of a planning meeting. Funny thing is, too, if you actually look at all the different associations with certain individuals, it's very funny that you could find damn near one of the people associated. It's like a little web, and almost like a network. You can see what person is tied to this person in this group. You can see a person's tied to this person in that group. You can see a person's tied to a person in that group. Wow. All I'm saying is I just can't help but notice all the coincidences. And then the coordinated attacks. And then the unwarranted hate. But wow, what did the Taharka Bay reveal? Always remember, when you see Moroccan moles, they're always riding with a secret squirrel. And at this point, it's starting to prove to be no exception. Look for the hat and the trench coat. For real. Paranoid, delusional blueberry muffin. Man. Sis, I mean, what can I say? We let you get your addressing, your matters off. That's what we could offer. We're not the police of Twitter, although people like to act like we are. Like, no, but see, here's the point. Like I told him, hey man, not everybody gonna leave happy, because somebody in this type of scenario always leaves feeling like this. But I keep having to remind him, I ain't in your beef. So he keeps trying to go out of his way to try to find little issues with me. And it's like, you really trying to force a problem. Like, you nitpicking at every little damn thing. Number one, I ain't gonna do that with no grown-ass man too much. Because that's weird. Why is a grown man? So what you doing that for? Who is that for? Because you can't be so ego-driven and that's all about you. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is just ego and he's just rocking on his own lonely by himself. Oh, shout out to Arcapedo, man. I hope you've been enjoying the spaces. I would love to hear how you heard about me. That part. I ended the year telling you this. Now I would have to reiterate this. I'm out of the warning business. But one thing I will say, this will not get better. And I hope you understand that people are putting together these connections. Bloop, bloop. There's too many people that are risking pretty much it all for what they're perceiving is going to be some kind of win. It's not. What y'all are now doing, y'all remember Toonsis the Cat from Saturday Night Live? If y'all don't know who Toonsis the Cat is, go look him up. Toonsis the Cat, the driving cat. All of this hater squad has hopped in the van in the big Uber with Toonsis at the wheel. They believe they are on their way to the We Took Tariq Nasheed's Super Bowl party victory dance. Unfortunately, you're driving past a bunch of bodies on your way there that you're responsible for. Anybody willing to do that ain't doing that for emotion's sake. Anyone doing that, not doing that for damn sure it's not the people, because you're now showing that you're willing to put the people in harm's way. I told y'all from the beginning this smelled like law enforcement. You can go ahead and mark every last one of them now. Let them keep pushing it. You better call them out. Just listen. I'll tell you, go back, examine the shit. If it's all about hate group shit, go listen to it. And just go listen to it and tell me, go tell yourself, just figure out for yourself what you're hearing. Because can't nobody tell me that black folks are important enough to you if you're going to put targets on black folks' back. Hell no. In other words, because I hear this a lot, Tariq Nasheed is an agent. He's never, ever the agent that you are. At least he could create a product, then you'll call it grifting. You're creating destruction, calling it progress. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? Ops sow seeds of chaos, intentionally keep everyone going around in circles. Unfortunately, so true. Web of deception. Be real 777. Right on time. Right on time. Be real 777 from Florida. So from the 305 to the 503. Queen Al said Lizzo needs to thank her lucky stars that she's beautiful, because if she wasn't fat but beautiful, white folks would drop her like a hot potato. Facts. Facts. Arutta Susse, Afro Troop TV. Facts. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Super secret squirrel. Super secret squirrel. Oh, man. I'm telling you, this is going to get. I wish people would just, like, heed it. Like, look at what you're doing. This doesn't get any better. I mean, you got folks out here all out of character doing the most. It's like, how you let somebody, that energy right there, you can't tell me you feeling good and comfortable with. You can't. How y'all even sleeping? Jeez. I ain't never thought about one other individual that damn much. I can't find myself putting that much energy into nobody like that. I mean, hell, you see, some of y'all have seen people try to go at me, and I don't even address the shit. Like, I may address it for a hot second, like I did tonight. I'm not finna sit up here, let me make a whole space, let me make a whole life. No. No. There ain't nothing going on with you that is that important for me to be giving that much damn time to. With all of this other information, please. No, these stories are more important. Sorry. I mean, come on, man. Oh, real quick, before we get up out of here, I got to show you one last thing. Oh, man. And don't forget, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. Make sure you follow me at Patreon at 6 zeros at Beatzilla PDX official. And there it is. And on Melanated People, you can follow me at Michael B. Zilla Whitmore. Of course, you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That is ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation, I believe that was Cyberdyne earlier. Thank you so much for the super chat. And thank all of y'all who donate on Cash App, which is Cash App $Beatzilla PDX. That's Cash App $Beatzilla PDX. And of course, we also have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. Now, here's another little situation that I believe is also tying into some of the things we're seeing, because there is a wave of the whole old Hotep squad that does not have the lineage connection needed for reparations. So now we're starting to hear things like this.
Reparations is not just for us. It's for all African people who have ever lived and who will ever live in this country.
Yeah, I'll let you hear that one more time just in case you missed it.
Reparations is not just for us. It's for all African people who have ever lived and who will ever live in this country.
Like I said, go back and just re-examine how people are speaking, especially when it comes down to the reparations conversation. And when it comes down to anybody Because see, for those of us who have been interacting with some of these other groups and have them come in the tone of hostility to us, and then for some reason we have these people over here that you will not consult with what's going on, but you'll judge it and say that we are being harmful and hateful to these immigrants because we hate immigrants and this and that. Well, we're explaining our own experiences with these people. That somehow gets washed away for being this cult-like mentality. Oh, that's another thing. This cult-like mentality shit. Miss me with that bullshit, nigga. Cult-like, I know, nigga. No. Ain't no cult like nothing. At least you did do yourself a favor and didn't mention, oh, yeah, oh you Nashidi and shit. No, brother. The hell I look like? We all in the same age range. Boy, you know how weird that shit look? Somebody calling you a Sarnettian? Y'all was all up on that same wave before too. So I mean, this real weird. I'm just looking at y'all like, it is what it is. I look at some of these cats as authentic as this right here.
Be clear about what? Why are you teaching me this?
So that when I'm an old lady, you can make it for me.
Okay, you just did the bacon.
Now I'm putting in some pepper flakes. So the pieces you rip off, I want you to put in here in that bowl. Because we're going to do ripped and we're going to do cut.
Wow, good job. Compare. They're called greens. Greens. Good job.
Look at Auntie's helper. Look at Auntie's helper. Such a good helper. You were such a good helper.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. You know, it's like, oh, and we getting up out here. I see we got 61 of y'all up in here. So I know a few of y'all up in here, hey, watching right now. And I just got this to say for y'all, you know, hey man, for the Moroccan moles, man. Ooh-wee.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
I mean, because, hey, man, you know, I know how cats, man, you know, I came in here and I boosted their numbers and this and that, man, because, you know, no, that's not good. But y'all, man, you know, this sister and then you got people saying, well, it's your men, you're men, you're acting like women, and the women, you're acting like men. Well, this is all, you know, we have to ask you.
Where's your family from?
Well, I'm full-blooded FBI. You go ahead and ask her husband.
Where's your family from?
Mexico. That's how her husband be talking to his family back in Mexico when they be talking about reparations. Be hearing them spaces. He get so he be in the spaces listening. Yeah, them freedmen, they gonna get that paper. Yeah, they gonna get that paper, y'all. I'm finna call my family. Hold on, love. Let me go call my family back in Mexico real quick. Guys, you know, we're gonna go ahead and send that money on over there to Mexico. I don't know what's going on over there, but you know, we got to send that money to Mexico because we got to represent the freedmen, you know, and Tariq Nasheed's a grifter. I don't know what's going on with him, you know. My jaws are locked, so I just talk to this out the side of my jaw like this because, you know.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Whew. Oh Lord, I'm finished. I'm finished. I am finished. I am done. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. And again, you know, when folks get out here and they be feeling themselves and you know, man, I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna try Beatzilla. Remember?
Don't try to knock me, player, cause I'll leave your head stale. Light you up real good, you will never get well.
Oh, you know what? Like I said, he gave the line of failure. Beatzilla, you're a liar, and a den of liars calling somebody Cap. Oh, that's funny.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
You shade tree. You shade tree, nigga.
Ooh, Lord. I mean, you know, maybe you just need to go discuss it and get back with one another. And then she's gonna tell you, you know, next time you try him. Because this is really what people be thinking around you, man.
That boy is good. Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
Whew! Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for tonight. And, you know, man. Better luck next time.
Teach a man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
Yeah. See, around here, we keep our tools sharpened at the ready. Because over here, it's chess, not checkers. I know the boards can often confuse people, but, you know, it is a little different. So with that being said, family, you know, it is what it is. Can't please everybody. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I am glad for everybody who does actually show love and support. I appreciate that. And for all of you who are hate watching and, you know, be hate listening and whatever all of that's about, I guess I've graduated, me and my brother, because for some reason, if y'all can't hate on Tariq and find something to hate on him about today, then y'all will just coordinate attacks against other foundational Black American people that you feel whatever, which is amazing, but weird, but also very Fed-like at the same time. But hey, man, I mean, that's neither here nor there for me. I mean, you could be around. I mean, whatever is going on there is possibly whatever is going on there. You know, honorary DA for the day. I don't know. But gotta watch these old niggas. And some of these young ones too. So with that being said, family, we are about to get on out of here for this evening. Y'all have a blessed night. You know, and try to stay away from suckers and liars and messy individuals who don't have anything better to do than to cause mess, and or you know, people like the the burrito swirl. Old burrito swirl over here. She gonna have to go figure out something else because her game is already peeped out. What she does is come and start mess, you know, and then throw all the rocks and, oh, I'm not doing anything, but you got called out on this one, sweetheart, and everybody saw you. So it is what it is. People with return profiles or whatnot. new profile, same old tricks. So with that being said, keep your smooth stones at the ready because you always only might just need one. But if you don't have them, then you won't be prepared. So you always got to make sure you are ready to sling the stone of truth. Because as we see, we have a lot of people moving under the guise of deception. And we have to call it out when it comes out. Pops its head up and promptly knock out its brains with the stone of truth. So stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir. You don't have to kill him, no. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knocked out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.